What is up, Facebook? We're going to be talking today about the number one killer of dreams. What is the number one killer of dreams? Which is going to lead us to question number 9. Question number 9 of the yearly checkup from the neck up. And once again, I got these questions, these 28 questions I'll be going over from Think and Grow Rich. I kind of made them personal to everybody. So, have I permitted fear to decrease my efficiency? Benny, what's up, man? Good to see you. So the question is, have I permitted fear to decrease my efficiency? So fear is a state of mind, and we all face it at some point of our lives. There's like six major basic fears. You got the fear of poverty. You got the fear of criticism. You got the fear of ill health, getting sick, death. You got fear of the loss of someone you love, fear of old age, and fear of death. So all the fears are tied into those six in some way, shape, or form. So what's the problem with fear? So there's two types of fear. There's the actual fear, which may cause you harm or loss of life. That's important. Those you want to pay attention to. You know, I'm not saying if you hear gunshots or if you feel like something's about to take your life, or, that's something you need to pay attention to. That's not the fear we're talking about today. We're talking about the imagined fear. We're talking about the fear that takes over in your mind that doesn't have any substance behind it, right? It's the leading cause of the death of dreams. It's the leading cause of the death of dreams. Now, why is this important? It's important to me because I believe that every single person born has something that they were supposed to bring into this world. I believe that every single person born has some type of gift, have some type of talent. They have some type of dream that is on the inside of them that they are supposed to bring into this world to help it evolve. But if it doesn't come out, right? I've heard some people say that the graveyard is where all the dreams are, because so many people don't move. They don't move forward. They don't take any steps because of whatever reason. There's something that has happened in their life that keeps that dream from growing, that keeps that dream from coming alive. And the number one thing is fear. The number one thing is fear. So we're going to be talking today about imagined fear. And what is that? What's that about? Here's the deal. Fear paralyzes you. Fear will paralyze you. It destroys your imagination, right? Because you can't even think straight. It kills off your self-reliance. It undermines your enthusiasm because you're not going to get excited about something that you're afraid of doing. It discourages initiative. You won't even start something. You won't even move forward with an idea or a strategy. Why? Because you're afraid. It leads to uncertainty of purpose. Because here's the other part too. Wondering how, okay, I have this thing in me that I know I want to do. I have this thing in me that I know that I'm called to do or bring to the world, but I don't know how. And since I don't know how, or I think it's too hard, right? I'm just not going to do it. It messes up your purpose. It encourages procrastination, right? We find excuses of why we're not going to do it. And it makes it impossible to have self-control. When you are overcome with fear, it is definitely impossible to have self-control. And it clouds your judgment. And it definitely will suffocate your willpower. I'm just telling you, it is by far the biggest threat. Alex, what's up? Good to see you. It is the biggest threat to you ever achieving your dreams or your goals, right? So if this is the case, and if it's that big of a threat, how do we shake it? So I'm going to give you five things, and there's many that you could do, but I'm going to give you 5 that will help you get control of this fear, so that you can live, so that you can thrive, so that you can move forward in your life and make make moves. Make moves. That's what this is about. This is about having the best 2022 coming up, the best year possible. But if you allow fear to take over, if you allow fear to drain you, if you allow fear to keep you succumb, it'll never happen. right? You're going to be in December 2022 going, man, all right, let's go for 2023. We don't want that. We want you to live now. We want you to live with no regrets. So how do we shake it? First, imagine the worst. Like when we really look at the worst that could happen, we find out that it's not that bad. So what happens is our brain gives you all this stuff, and it gives you all this anxiety, and because we have the unknown, we get all worked up, right? And Anson, what's up, my man? Patty, good to see you. I know I miss you too. Good night. Diane, what's up? Good to see you. So we imagine the worst. Let your mind go to, we're talking about fear here, people. We're talking about how to shake fear. Imagine the worst. And we're not talking about fear of something that's going to cause you physical harm. I'm talking about the imagined fear. When we really look at the worst that could happen, when we really say, okay, if I make this decision, if I move this way, what is the worst that can happen? John, what's up? Good to see you. We find that, Eric, listen, man, don't make me tear up on here, man. Don't make me tear up. Miss you too. What is the worst that could happen? And when you do that, you'll find out that it's really not that bad. When you find out, like, if once you let your mind go there, it relieves the fear. It releases that fear. It lets you go. Because now your mind is not held hostage about what could happen. You've already thought about it. You've already thought about the worst. And I'm talking about, think about the worst. And something that an NLP technique, a master NLP practitioner, an NLP technique that I teach my clients is even make it worse than imaginable. Like, so you say, okay, if I do this, a dinosaur is going to come into my house and it's going to eat me up. Obviously, that is fabricated, but it relieves the mind. Anson says false expectations appearing to be real. Yes, so true. So this is one way to relieve the mind, right? So when you do that, then you can move forward with the decision. Second thing is reward yourself for taking action. We all like rewards. Everybody loves to be rewarded, period. So say, all right, if I'm gonna make this move, once I do this, I'm gonna go do this. What's up, Mr. Lewis? Good to see you. Patty said change is hard and scary. But here's Patty, I like that. I agree, but I agree, but I want to add to that. You know what's harder and what's scarier is being on your deathbed, thinking about who you could have been, what you could have done, how much more you have in you that you did not press on. So that's what motivates me. I get afraid too of making moves. I get afraid, but what makes me more scared is that I'm going to die on full. What makes me more afraid is that I didn't take that chance and step out. And I'm going to tell you, you ask my family, you ask my kids, I take chances. And sometimes I fall on my face. And sometimes it costs me, without a doubt. But at least I know. At least I have gone out and done everything that I know I've lived. And that's what this is about. Patty says, so true. I agree 100%. Still scary though. Yeah, but it's more scary. For me, it's more scary to miss that opportunity. It's more scary that I didn't become who I thought I could become, who I knew I could become, because I let fear get in the way. So I do agree. It's scary, but what scares me more is the loss of who I could become, the loss of what I was sent here to do, right? So reward yourself for taking action. You say, listen, once I do this thing, I'm going to step out and I'm going to try this. This works. I'm going to plan a trip. Eric says, I accepted a travel job, gave notice, and am buying a place in Arizona to be with family. I found out that I can teach in Arizona without a degree. I'm craving to teach. That is amazing. That is amazing. And that's a huge step. There's a bunch of unknown. That is a bunch of unknown, but you're doing it. And guess what, Eric? If you go there and you don't like it, you can come back. Like, but you're stepping out. But you're stepping out. You're trying it. You're trying it, and you live and you learn, right? So imagine the worst. Second, reward yourself for taking action. Third, recognize the excuses. And this is huge. This is huge. Fear makes you procrastinate. Fear makes you procrastinate like crazy. How about, have you ever said this? I don't have time, or I'm too busy, or I'm waiting for the right time. Or how about this one? I can't afford it. I'll do it next month. I'm doing the best that I can right now. That's the one that I hear a lot. I'm doing the best that I can right now. Sounds familiar, right? But when you really break these down, are they the truth? Michelle, what's up? Good to see you. When you break these down, are they the truth, or are you making excuses to avoid potential failure? Listen, there's nothing fun about failing. There's nothing fun on the surface about failing. So a lot of times we'll make excuses to never get started, to protect ourselves so that we don't fail. But we have to, we figure, here's the deal. This is what I do know. The things that you want the most, you figure out how to make it work. You figure out how to make the must-haves work. You do. So you got to stop the excuses. When it comes to fear, fear is going to it's going to make you make these excuses, and you got to recognize that they are excuses and push through them, right? Imagine the best. The next thing, we talked about imagine the worst. Now imagine the best. What is life going to be like if you push through this thing? What is life going to be like if you push through? We often stop at what life's going to be like if we fail, and then we don't move forward and we let fear take over. But question is, what if you don't fail? What happens if you don't fail? Listen, Eric, what's going to happen if you go down there and you have the best time of your life? Like, that's what you got to think about. And this gives you fuel. This helps you pick up momentum. And where your focus goes, your energy flows. So stop focusing on the bad and what the bad things that can happen, and focus on the good things that can happen. Focus on the best things that can happen. And as you do that, that will help you and give you motivation. Give you motivation to move forward. Lastly, embrace failure. Embrace failure. You will never know unless you try. And unfortunately, everything is not going to work. It's just not. That's how it is. That's how you learn. That's how you get stronger. And you that's just part of life. And if you don't ever do it, then you never get muscle. You'll never have any experiences. You'll be stuck where you are. So failure is part of it. So just embrace it. Failure gives you good, sound strategies. Okay, I tried this. I'm going to have to do it a different way this time. And once you embrace it, you won't be afraid of it. Once you embrace failure, once you know that it's possible and that it may happen, you're not afraid of it anymore. And there's no one, I'm going to say this again, there is no one that has achieved greatness without failing. There is no one that have lived the life of their dreams without having some type of setback or failure at some point in their life. He says, I realize I'm not in a good place physically, mentally, and spiritually. And so you're doing something about it. Eric, and that's what it's about. And guess what? You may get there and that's not it, but you tried. You took a step, and then you say, okay, now I'm going to try this thing, and then now I'm going to try that thing, and eventually you'll find it. This may be it, it may not, but you have to do something. You got to do something different to get something different. So look, you have a choice. You have a choice. You can use fear as your fuel, or you can let it keep you right where you are. You can let it keep you stuck. And just remember this, when it's time to leave this world, when you're in that pine box, it's just you. It's just you. You're the only person that is in charge of you. Nobody can make you do anything. So whatever your life ends up looking like or being like is because of you. And once you take on that responsibility and say, you know what, this is my life. This is my life. And I gotta step out. I gotta do something different to get something different. Because you do not, I promise you, I've talked to so many people on their deathbed as a paramedic, so many, and that is the biggest thing that they have. The worst thing is to get to the end of your life and have some regrets of what you could have been, or what you should have done, what you could have had, and mostly the only thing that is keeping us trapped is fear. You have the power within you to overcome anything that life throws your way. You do. You do. Anything that life throws your way, you have the power to overcome it because you're that great. Before we leave, I want to extend an invitation for you to join me in my private group. One of the things that helps you with fear is when you have people around you that are on the same page as you, that is headed in the same direction as you, people that can hold you accountable and help you get where you're going faster, right? Sometimes you need that push. Sometimes you need that person behind you, or that Christy, what's up, or that group of people behind you pushing you, right? So I've created this group. This group is a personal growth group, and I'm going to show you how to fall in love with yourself. I'm going to show you how to heal any trauma. I'm going to show you how to achieve your goals faster. I'm going to help you create and maintain a new identity. Here's the crazy part. You know how many people really don't act like themselves around other people? Like, they try to morph and be like other people. They don't even know who they are. They don't even know who they are. They don't even know their own identity because they spent their lives being something else for everybody else. In this group, I'm going to be helping you grab your identity, help you live your truth, right? Help you live your truth, help you build and strengthen your confidence, and exchange your exchange your stress for peace. This group is intense. It's intense and it's serious, and it's for people who really, really want to go to the next level. I'm focusing on helping people live their best life in 2022. Best life in 2022. If you're interested, DM me or leave a message below. Eric says, I think you would be an amazing lift for our youth. Yes, I am on the board of directors at the YMCA, and I do a lot of mentoring through there, because this is what I needed to hear when I was young. Yeah, I'll message you, Eric, for sure. I'll message you. So here's the deal. You got to go from survival mode. You got to go from survival mode to actually living. That is the purpose of life. The purpose of man is to live and not just exist. Patty, I'll message you as well. But here's the deal with this group. This group is like, every week you have stuff to do. Like, we're gonna be talking. We're getting vulnerable. The goal is results. If you want results, then you want to be in this group. So I'll message you. Those who have said, and Amita, what's up? Good to see you. Alex, I'll message you as well. And we're going to get it in. We're going to get it in. We're going to break down. Right now, this week, we're going over emotions. Like, what is your emotional state? Like, what is the emotional state that you live in? Why is that important? That's extremely important, because if you're in the wrong emotional state, then you're going to get the wrong results. You're going to get the wrong results in life. You can't have a happy life if you're living in a sad state of mind all the time. So I'm teaching them in this group how to see what emotional state that they're in. Yes, Eric, we're going to fix that, bro. We're going to fix it. I'm telling you. In this group, we're talking right now this week, we're talking about learning what emotional state that you're in, and then I'm teaching them how to get into the state that they want to live in. So if you're interested in this group, it's going to be intense. You gotta be involved. I'll message you with the details and go from there. But thank you for joining me. I'll see y'all tomorrow in question number 10. But remember, it's time to live. It's time to live, man. It's time to live and not just exist. So love you too, bro. Like, this is my calling. Like, it is time. It is time to wake up before it's too late. It is time to wake up before it's too late. Patty, is great to see you as well, love. Y'all have a wonderful day. Those of you who are interested, that said, I'll message you privately. And those of you who if you're interested as well, you can DM me. Love you too, Alex. And we're gonna get this in. We're gonna get this in. 2022 is gonna be our year. All right, y'all have a great day.